I think we're ready to go.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta get the microwave.
Do you really think they like film the 30-minute cooking shows in 30 minutes? Because they don't. It's like a good 5-6 hour thing, right?
Yep.
At least.
That's why what we're doing is experimental. We're cutting edge right now. We're doing it a different way.
I think one of the most important things you can do in the kitchen is experiment with things. Try out new ideas. So that's what we're doing tonight. I lost you. I'm sorry, did you think you were done?
I kind of did.
That's adorable. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Wait, what? What's happening? Oh, we are officially rolling?
No, well, let's keep going.
Okay.
Quiet on the set. Quiet. Cut.
Hi, welcome to Mel's Kitchen, and tonight's episode is called Dinner with Friends because I'm here with all of my friends. Our menu is going to consist of glazed balsamic chicken, mushroom risotto, roasted broccoli, and a delicious spinach salad. And we're gonna end it up with molten chocolate lava cakes because I think every birthday should have chocolate. The first thing that we're gonna do is get started on our risotto. One of the most important things about cooking is determining when everything's gonna be done because you wanna have everything done at the same time. The worst thing you can do is have something finished and it's getting cold over here and you're still waiting for this over here. Nicole's gonna be my risotto helper tonight. Right now I have chicken broth on the back burner and it's heating up. You wanna add warm broth to your risotto so that it doesn't get sticky. And we're gonna saute our vegetables that are gonna go in there. The front burner, I'm gonna put up to about medium-high. And as soon as that heats up, we're gonna add chopped onions and we're going to add some mushrooms to it. Both of those are gonna saute and soften a little bit. And then we're gonna add about 2 cups of spinach that we have over here. Just a little tip, if you have to save your lettuce or spinach, like if you want to make it in advance, put a wet paper towel on top of it and it'll keep it from drying out. I'm adding in the onions right now. Just gonna give them a quick little stir so they all get coated in the olive oil. And they smell so good. I think the best thing you can do to prepare for dinner is to just throw onions on the stove because it makes everyone hungry and it doesn't matter if nothing else is done, it just smells good. It's like cooking bacon in the morning for breakfast. I'm gonna take about 2 cups of mushrooms and pour these guys in here. I'm gonna give this just a little bit of time to cook, just to soften up and to soften up basically. So that's gonna take a minute. I'm just adding a little more olive oil in here because it's a little dry. I'm gonna add my spinach in there so that my spinach will get a little wilty and delicious. The fun thing about spinach too is you can put a whole pot full of spinach in here and it will cook way down and you'll never know that you have that much spinach in there. So it's a lot of healthiness. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 4 cups of the arborio rice. And you want to put your rice in with the oil and you're just going to cook it a little bit. Back in the day, I used to eat rice-a-roni a lot and it's the same process. Then what we're going to do once this is ready, we're going to start by adding the warm chicken broth to here, just a ladle at a time. You don't want to overwhelm it because you want it to have time to slowly absorb the broth and you just want to keep stirring it, just a ladle at a time. It usually takes about 20, maybe 25 minutes. Yay, she's got it, risotto! Here with our chicken is we want to season it up and we're just going to saute it in these couple of skillets over here with some olive oil. So I'm going to season it with some salt, some pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of pepper from this beautiful electric battery-operated pepper shaker from Argentina. It's super fancy. I am having Jai flip all the chicken over because I think that the meat should always be seasoned on both sides. Not everyone feels that way, and I think they're only getting half of their meal. Over on the stove, I have a large pan that is heating up and getting nice and warm. gonna pour a little bit of olive oil in it really quickly so the olive oil can start to heat up. We just want to get a good sear on the first side and then flip them over, and we'll just do our best to get them cooked most of the way through. They don't have to be cooked all the way through because we're going to add them back in. I am going to chop this broccoli. We have an ongoing discussion about the broccoli size in our house. My husband likes them like this. He likes giant pieces of broccoli that you just pick up and have to eat like this. I always think that broccoli should be bite-sized. That's just a personal preference of mine, or at least close to bite-size. Right, and I'm not a big fan of the stalk. I know a lot of people like the broccoli stalk. I think that's a personal preference too. So do what you want with it. I am just slicing up this garlic, and we're gonna add it to our broccoli in just a second. Okay, I like a lot of garlic, so I'm gonna add all of this to this broccoli here. Fill it with some olive oil, and then I'm gonna sprinkle it with some salt and some fresh cracked pepper. And so then I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna stir it around. My mom always taught me that the best utensils you can have for stirring are the ones that are attached to you. So I'm just stirring this up. And then we're gonna put this in the oven at a high heat, 425, probably for about 20 minutes. Maybe at about 10 or 15 minutes, I'll take a look at it, and if it seems like it needs to be stirred, I'll give it a quick little stir. But otherwise, that's it, easy peasy. So in this skillet, we have cooked a few pieces of bacon, and we've reserved about 2 to 3 tablespoons of bacon grease. I'm from the South. I don't think there's anything better than bacon grease, except for maybe mayo. So,
And your husband.
and my husband. So, and my friends. This is gonna take a while. So in the bacon grease, as it's nice and toasty hot, I'm gonna add a couple of, well, this is probably about half a cup of sliced onions. You could also use red onions if you were so inclined or had them on stock. So I'm just gonna saute these until they are soft and kind of caramelized. It's gonna take a few minutes. Then I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna add in the mushrooms and do the same thing. Just kind of saute them until they're nice and soft and ready to eat. To this bacon grease, we are going to add red wine vinegar, a couple of spoonfuls of sugar, some Dijon mustard, and we're gonna add just a good pinch of salt. We have our beautiful spinach salad right here. We're gonna add our cooked bacon right here, and then we're gonna add our hard-boiled eggs. I still feel like you're laughing at me every time. I'm getting really self-conscious right now. I'm just gonna add about half of our dressing that John made because soggy salad is bleh. John, I'm gonna have you toss this for me, okay? I think we're good with our sauce here. Just give it another stir, and we're gonna add half a stick of butter in here. As soon as that melts down, we're just gonna pour it over this chicken, and we'll be good to go with the chicken. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Back over here to the risotto, we are going to add, hello, we have a cup of heavy cream, so go ahead and add that in there. So we're gonna add the Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese tends to be really salty, so I usually taste it after I've added all of this and then determine if we need to add any more salt or pepper. Also, in a perfect world, we would have done all of this immediately once it was done and then eaten it like right away. Okay, so now we're getting ready to start dessert, which is my favorite part of every meal. I think it should happen for every meal. We're gonna make chocolate molten lava cakes, and what I am doing right now is I just have some softened butter, and I am rubbing it on the inside of these ramekins. I like to just use a sandwich baggie because I don't wanna get my hands all gross, so I just wrap it around, and this is what I use to apply the butter. So it's nice and clean. Okay, so I have buttered these ramekins, and now what we're going to do is we are going to take 3 sticks of butter and put them into our bowl. Mind you, I'm tripling this recipe, so don't be alarmed. This is for triple the amount of people. So here's all the butter. And then I'm going to add 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, although in this case, 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate and 4 ounces of milk chocolate, because that's what we had. And my husband is awesome because he went to the store and bought it for me. Twice, not just once, but twice. So I'm gonna take this magical concoction and I'm gonna microwave it until it's all melted together. It's gonna take about 1 minute, so I will be right back. I've melted our butter and our chocolate together and it smells amazing. I think someone said they wanted to take a bath in it, but I'm not gonna name any names. Tanya. So then we're going to add powdered sugar to this magical mixture and we're going to mix it. Now I'm going to add egg yolks and I'm going to add whole eggs right here. I would want to take a little bit of chocolate and add it to the egg yolks first to temper it, to kind of cool it down. And then I would pour that mixture back into all the chocolate. Otherwise, we'd end up with scrambled eggs, which would be unpleasant. I'm going to add in some vanilla. Because I am tripling this recipe, I'm going to add 3 teaspoons. The very last thing I'm going to add is the flour. I am going to ladle this into these cups, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bake it at 425 degrees for right at about 13 minutes. It's really important to not overcook these because the whole idea is to have it be a lava cake where when you cut into it, all the chocolatey goodness gushes out of the middle. So we need to make sure that we're not overcooking it. So right at about 13 minutes should be good. So we've finished our dishes. We have this amazing balsamic glazed chicken, which is gonna be savory and a little bit sweet, but it's got the onions and the tomatoes, and it's just gonna be so much flavor, which takes a basic healthy piece of chicken and just makes it amazing. The next thing we have is our mushroom spinach risotto, which is going to take all of the health from anything else and ruin it because we added heavy cream and Parmesan cheese and butter, but it's gonna be delicious and I can't wait to eat all of this. I might not share this with my friends. We have our roasted broccoli right here. I don't know if you guys can see this. It is caramelized and garlicized and broccoliized. It's gonna be amazing. And then the very last thing we have is our delicious spinach salad, which I didn't show earlier, but we also added mushrooms. The mushrooms and onions that we sauteed, we added to it. So it's gonna be hearty, it's gonna be fresh with the spinach, but it's got that tangy sweet hot bacon dressing that we put on there. I cannot wait to sit down with all of my friends and eat this. So thank you for joining us. There's gonna be dessert later, so as we're eating it, we can think about how amazing chocolate dessert's gonna taste, but let's just enjoy this for now. Thank you.
I just don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fans, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I be if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land They understand that they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore up above? Out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that That was it. That was it. I was singing. That was it. That was the song. That was the song. That's. I just did. You guys missed it. So sorry.